Good evening. The name of this show is Let's Live with Thurman Greco, and we are wishing you a really wonderful evening. This is going to be a very interesting hour. It's coming to you from scenic downtown Woodstock, New York on Channel 23 and then on YouTube. And this channel focuses on everything Woodstock. And we are in a series of shows now that feature people who have booths at the Mowers Meadow Flea Market, which is open in the summertime on Saturdays and Sundays. And there are so many people, and you guys are only the second show in the series so far. How many booths do we have?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say at least 35.
35?
At
Oh,
least.
no, there's more than that.
Well, there's always one or two that don't show up.
Yeah.
Or like maybe with 5 or 10 that are call-outs last minute, but you know how John is. He doesn't like to put people on top of everybody.
Yeah, but I think there is at least 50 vendors when we have a full house.
Well,
50
I
on a day?
I think so.
Well,
if you don't have someone that takes up 2 or 3 spaces, then there's room for other people.
Yeah.
I think 35 to 50.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like 60.
Yeah.
And it's so many, and you get locked into your booth, and you don't really get a chance to visit with the other people, and there are so many people.
So true.
And we know each other, and we know each other very well, but that doesn't mean that we interact during
No.
No.
the flea market
It's very
hours.
hard.
Yeah.
And we're good. We're like a family, and what we'll do is if someone has to go to the bathroom or for whatever reason, keep an eye on my booth.
Yeah.
And I'll keep an eye, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
But we have quite a family there.
Yeah.
Everybody looks out for one another.
But we have like our families within the family where the vendors closest to you get closest.
for sure.
That's who you get, really close to.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you guys close to the guy that makes soap?
He's on the other side.
Oh,
The goat
the
soap.
gentleman that's also an actor.
Yeah.
He was across from me a couple of times. He's a newer vendor, so I don't think he quite has an established place yet.
Oh, so
But-
he's around in different places still.
Yeah, you kind of start out that way.
I was all over the market for like 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I finally ended up where I am. I don't know who makes that decision,
John.
but I don't
It's
know
John.
why. I don't know how he comes to that decision. But hey, I'm under a tree now.
I know that like Saturdays they're pretty. It's basically the stationery that come every week.
Yeah.
Some of them don't do both days though. So Sunday's like an open day where he's got a list of people that want to come. He'll give them dates. To work it out with them when
Yeah.
they're, he can accommodate them because he'll fill in the void. See, like
So-
Sue and I, we are like our whole row, our whole line, even to the left of us. I'm there 22 years.
Wow.
And Sue's
Yeah.
there 2 over, well, there was then, what's his name
Well, I
in
did
between us?
start out in the back of the field the
Yeah.
way everyone else does.
I never did.
And gradually earned my way to the front line. And now I have to call them to let them know that I'm not coming,
Right.
as opposed to people who are asking to get.
I do that though as a courtesy anyway. I
Yeah.
let them know, and I let my,
Oh, I
my
always let them
I let
know.
my people know. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm not going to be there next week. Oh, well, okay.
Right, because
Yeah.
people they're counting on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, not for nothing. I've been in. As soon as you go in, you have to walk past me to get in. I've been in that spot forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
What motivated you to have the hot dog stand at the Mowers Meadow
It's
Flea
very
Market?
weird. My brother and I went to this venture together, and we actually a Wagoneer came with it. The Mowers Market was fathered in, was grandfathered in, but we bought it from a college boy. Went through college doing this on the weekends, and sold it, and we bought it. And originally it was Joey's Knockout Dogs. It was a wire-haired fox terrier. And the caricature on my sign is the dog fighting a hot dog. Eventually Joey died. My brother decided to move to Florida permanently. So I took it over and I changed the dog image to my image. And I'm fighting a hot dog, and I can't tell you how many people take pictures, especially if the name is Debbie. But they just, the little kids come in like, why is she fighting a hot dog? But at the time I was dating a boxer, so we come up with the name Knockout Dogs.
At the
And
time
it
you were
stuck.
dating a boxer.
That was then.
That was then.
That
Not
was
now.
then. We won't talk of it.
We
No.
won't talk about it. Okay.
No, but that's how I started. And like I said, Billy went to Florida permanently, and I'm there ever since.
Well, now, do you have a menu, a set menu
Yes.
every week? It seemed to me, because a couple of times I've gotten things, and then all of a sudden, they weren't there anymore, and I didn't. But now we do have a
A set menu. I add something new every year.
okay.
Yeah, but I have I never not have what's on the menu. Unless I run out. Like Sue loves coleslaw. And
Yes.
If it's the coleslaw
Yeah,
day,
that was new this year.
sorry.
and I
It
love
runs
it.
out.
yeah,
Oh
sometimes.
God.
Never run out of chili though. Chili or crab.
I never thought of putting coleslaw on a hot dog,
Right.
and it is fabulous.
That's the
Someone-
way to go.
Someone
Yes.
asked for it, and I tried it, and it took off. And you'd be surprised what people want to put in their hot dogs. Be surprised. I look at some of them, but they're all masterpieces. They're all very pretty.
And so you see everybody that comes into the flea
Absolutely.
market.
Absolutely. They
Oh, that's
in,
interesting.
They come in, and a lot of them will say, "Oh, I'll see you on the way out." I'm like, "Okay." It's usually one way in, one way out.
Wow.
They'll walk around the market, because 9 times out of 10, if they're coming in on my side, they're parked over there. The back, there's a back parking lot, right?
Yeah,
But they're, then they have to walk up
most
the street.
people
So,
come in.
most
through
people
that.
come and go by the front entrance.
Yeah.
And
So
then John, of course, is next to me,
okay,
you know.
and then you're a couple of booths down.
She's next to Dottie, yeah, and one more after
Yeah,
me.
there's
We have a
there's
visual
Debbie.
with each other.
John and Janine, Dorothy and Jill,
Mhm.
and then me.
Now, when we've all had what 5 months without any booth time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get ready for the next season?
I think it's different for every vendor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
How
think
is
we
it?
all have to check inventory.
Yes.
Me, I'll have to order supplies, make my chili, but it's a process. Like
Yeah.
me, I have to get a permit, and I have a health department.
Oh, you have to
Um,
do that every year?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have to have
And you
commis-
make your own chili?
Yes, at my commissary. And my commissary is my Legion post, ALA. It used to be John over in Landau, but when he sold, the new people weren't interested, so I had to find a new place. But yeah, I've been with them now for 7, 8 years. But for me, I have permit, I have to have insurance.
And you
I
buy
don't
new every year?
buy my hot dogs and everything fresh every week.
I know, but I mean, when you set your menu every year,
Uh,
and of the things that you have on your menu, you cook the chili yourself.
yes,
What else do you homemake?
that's it.
You
That's all I
can't.
really
You can't
have time
homemake.
for.
That's not. That's a verboten phrase. But
No, I can make it homemade, but I got to do it in my commissary.
right.
It has to pass health inspection.
Yeah, you
wherever
can't
I
just
go.
do it in any
I have to have a
kitchen.
signed document.
Everywhere you
a
go.
form, yeah, and you have to have a permit. Well, I don't need a permit for my spot because it's private property, but I do have to have a permit for the town of Ulster
Wow.
County.
Okay.
But
Alright.
it's it's not expensive, but it's a process.
That you
you know.
start. That you start.
Oh, it's already started. The last thing I have to do now is I have my wagon. I built a shed, and it's in there, and I'll pull it out, clean it and get all my other stuff ready.
Oh, her
But-
wagon is spotless.
Well, we know, we know that, but we take it for granted.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice to hear these things.
It does
you
make
know?
me feel good.
Yeah.
I had someone a couple of times say to me, I wouldn't normally buy from, something like this, a hot dog stand like, especially the ones in the city, which there are none of anymore. But they said to me, it's so clean. And I got to tell you, I go home at night, my bins go in the house, I wash, bleach, and stainless steel cleaner my entire wagon.
Now,
Every
is
night.
this, are you there are you there Saturday and
Yes.
Sunday?
Weather permitting, yeah.
So you're there on Saturday and then you go in and you do all this stuff in the middle of the night
Well, right when I get home, I have another hour and a half's worth of work,
to do.
to bring everything in, clean the wagon, prepare for the next day, restock my stuff. And, I scrub the bins first and then they go right into the dishwasher to be sanitized.
Right.
And then in the morning, it's the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that,
People don't realize the work that's involved, but,
Yeah.
when it comes to food, I'm anal. She'll tell you.
this is interesting. You said something very interesting, that people from the city are a little aloof about the hot dog stand.
Mhm.
And hot dog stands are indigenous to the Hudson Valley.
Well, this is what I'm hearing now.
There's a story about those. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure there is.
Right now, there's fewer hot dog carts in the city. They're either not allowing them or being run out. And I've got people that come up from the city and say, we couldn't wait to get here because we're dying for a hot dog. And I have, when I tell you I have an established clientele, I do.
That's
I have
wonderful.
weekenders, I have my vendors, I have the town,
Yeah.
and we all support one another. If someone says, "Oh, where's the ice cream store?" I'm going to tell you right where to go. Or what's refreshing on a hot day, ices, right? Go see Amber. Then we help each other out. I have one girl. She works at Pegasus. She looks out her window to see if my umbrella's up, because once my umbrella's up, that means I'm open.
Yeah.
My umbrella
Okay,
doesn't.
so when you come in and you open and you set up your booth, you do not have your umbrella
Oh
up.
no, that's the last thing that goes up.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business is
That's-
open.
That's why I'm ready, and I'm usually open by 11. I get there 10.
And it
Set
takes you
up.
an hour to open
And
up.
you'll be surprised how many people at 10:30. Are you open yet? Are you open yet?
Give you a chance.
Yeah. Who eats a hot dog at 10:30?
And
in
it's
the morning?
also probably the most affordable place to live or
To eat. Yeah.
in Woodstock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Woodstock is getting to be challenging with places to eat and ladies' rooms.
Yes.
Mm.
People don't want to use even though they do offer. They have a porta potty. But sometimes women, especially older women, they don't want to go on a porta potty. So I
Yeah.
send them to either the pub or walk through the driveway. and
Do
there's a
they go to
building.
the pub?
Some do. But the bathrooms are in that building. What is it? It's on Rock City, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
If
next
you walk
to
through,
Yum Yum Noodle.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can wash your hands. It's got stalls.
Oh, that's very
it's-
Yeah.
clean.
Yes.
That's
yes.
that
so
is
that's,
very
That's where I
clean.
send people mostly.
Yeah.
Even with kids.
You know,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, especially with
But at
kids.
least John's got a porta john there. It's got 2 of them there.
Yeah.
which is
And a
really
water
nice.
cleaning hand station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a service to the community that he
Mhm.
offers. That's
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking about this. Tell us about your setup. You have quite a setup.
It's more like
Your
I like
process is not 15 minutes.
To, oh no.
Oh God, no. Mm-mm.
How many products do you have?
We have the incense and oils.
Okay.
We have the rocks and crystals, handmade jewelry,
Yes.
and sometimes we change it up with like some Woodstock themed novelties.
But for me, the basis of the foundation of your whole booth is the incense. I don't know
Yes.
that is the truth, but for me it is.
It kind of is. When I first started doing the market in 2008, I had been laid off for my job because it was 2008. And my mother used to do flea markets and, had a similar business when I was a kid. It was her, she was a stay-at-home mom, but it was an income for her on the weekends, and she would take us with her. And, I remembered that a few years before that, I had gone to the market, and I just wanted to buy myself something. And I found this nice little necklace. And I get it home, but me, being me, I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking I could have made this myself. So that weekend I went to Michael's, bought a whole bunch of beads, and made some necklaces. And for a few years, I would give them as gifts, on Christmas or for birthdays. But then when I lost my job and I got that first unemployment check, I was just like, yeah, I need to hustle. And I remembered that when I went to the market that weekend, there was only that one person selling jewelry. So I make up a whole bunch of necklaces, I get my tax number, I show up my first weekend, everybody's doing jewelry. And not only are other people are doing jewelry, but they're much better than me.
Don't say that, Susan. She
Well,
does
no,
beautiful
this
work.
was
This was then. I get it.
then. So I realized I had to up my game, but at the same time I realized I'm just doing what everyone else is doing. I need to do something different. And I realized, this is Woodstock. You can even go to a Renaissance fair and find 5 incense booths. Where's the incense? So I bought a starter kit, just, got samples from different companies, learned how to make incense, ended up with a shelf full of garbage oil. But I found a company, a great distiller out in Minnesota, and I came out the first weekend and I basically made my money back in a day.
So that's good. So you did your research and your first
paid off.
day covered your
It
investment.
started out with 20 varieties, and it just kind of grew to where we're up to 70.
Is that enough?
No, my goal is 100.
Really?
Yeah, I want to have 100 varieties.
You don't think you can get overwhelmed with trying to
No,
remember what's
absolutely
what
not.
for 100
No.
versions?
Because everything's added a little bit at a time.
Wow. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
We
So you
we
can
always
have a
have to improve every year.
And
we,
you can
Yeah.
always have a sign that says 100 flavors or whatever.
Yeah.
What is, I use the word flavor. What is it? What is the word? You don't use flavor.
Aroma.
100 aromas.
Scents.
And you
Scents.
scents. And you make your own
I dip every step.
incense. And
Yeah.
that's what you do during the winter?
No, I like to keep them as fresh as possible. So
Oh,
there's
really?
a certain number that go in the jar. And once they sell down, I fresh dip another batch and they go in the jar. And if they've been sitting in the jar for too long, I reconsider whether or not I need to discontinue that variety.
So even though you don't have 100, you do have new flavors, aromas,
Scents.
scents,
Yes.
as you go, all the time. You are
Yeah.
continually replenishing. So if somebody comes to the booth, if somebody came to your booth last summer
Yeah.
and bought some incense, the chances are, what, 100% that they're going to
Come back.
see, they're going to come back to a different selection.
No, it's
No?
very
Continues.
rare that I discontinue.
Yeah. I think one time something was just discontinued, couldn't get it anymore, and that you were
Yeah, that
forced.
was China Rain, and that is because my distiller stopped making one of the ingredients. So I just wasn't able to make it anymore.
Wow. So, and when you sell these, do you put them in like wax paper? How do you give?
No, they're in a jar,
Uh-huh.
and they're in a sleeve in the jar, so they stay fresh. And
Oh, so you get a sleeve of
a
incense.
plastic sleeve.
Of incense.
The sleeve goes in the jar, and the Incense goes in the sleeve.
So,
That way they stay fresh.
so how complicated is it for you to open your booth up for the summer? It's been down now since what, last October?
Yeah, my setup usually takes 2 to 3 hours to put up.
I know, but to start off for the first
Oh,
one,
For the first
what kind of
one,
preparation do you need to open for the season?
well, I have to make sure that the tents are, everything's tightened up. It's not going to
Yeah,
fall
because
apart.
she's also not small potatoes. She doesn't have a booth like I have. She's got 3 of me.
Yeah.
So the area that she
I would
covers.
say probably more like 8.
Do you,
Yeah,
Because I
well,
have a
I
10
don't
by
even
20.
fill my
do
spot.
you
Yeah, 10
have,
by
do you
10.
have one booth or 2 booths?
2
or-
booths.
You have like 2
So I
booths
have
together.
two 10 by 10 tents that I put up. I have to make sure that all the bolts are tightened,
Mhm.
the canopies are cleaned. I have to sort through the inventory because, every year, this year we're looking at a different economy. So I might lean more towards more affordable items and leave some of like the more expensive ones at home. And that can switch up throughout the season.
Mm.
I have to make sure that I have enough of something. So if with the necklaces, I'm a little short on, I need to re-up that inventory and make more.
So you may have a booth that is Saturday and Sunday,
Mhm.
but you're working the other 5 days.
Yes.
You are,
Only in the winter.
only in the winter.
Well, only in the winter.
Sue and I drive school
There is,
buses.
well,
I know.
there's going to be an overlap of our seasonal job with our seasonal business
Mhm.
in May, June, September, and October.
Those are kind of iffy. Those are kind of
We're
We're in
working
school.
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Well,
But you
know,
know what's nice about Sue's business? Sue she does things online. She sells, throughout the, I'm not saying the quantity of what she does, at the flea
Mhm.
market. But she has certain people online orders, which it's nice, little
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, during the
whatever.
winter I do online selling, and then I also wholesale the incense and oils all year long. Probably my biggest customer right now also does the flea market, Mike and Suna, who own the Traveling Buddha.
Mm.
And they have a store at I believe it's the Poughkeepsie
Poughkeepsie
Galleria.
Galleria.
Yeah, so you can find my incense and oils in their store in Poughkeepsie.
how do you guys find the time to do to share with your civic obligation? I don't think of driving the school bus. That's not a job. That's not like what the rest of the world does.
Mhm.
That is, you are making a contribution. And my opinion is that I don't care what they're paying you, it's not enough. You're getting, you're feeding your souls. You're feeding your souls
Yeah.
by driving those kids. You are. You really are.
Oh,
Otherwise, you'd look at the brat and you'd
Sue was
turn
the
in your
one that
car.
brought me into the school bus.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I said to her, I'm not sure. When I got on the school bus for the first time, I was like, oh, are you sure you want to do this, Deb? But she assured me, and it's
Yeah, I'm sure you would
get
take
over
your
it.
bus home if you could.
Yeah, well, yeah. I used to take my other bus home
Mm-hmm.
to wash, but no, it's just an amazing. You get in it, and it almost feels like. Sometimes it reminds me of an airplane, like when you're taking off on a,
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing is that you've got these kids on your bus, that they are your sole focus and responsibility.
Yeah.
Once those kids get on our bus, they're our kids.
Mm-hmm.
They are our kids. Last thing we want ever is for something to happen to them.
Exactly.
And that we make them understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about safety. Whatever we do is for your safety. You may not like it, but you know what? Like, let's just say, grades kindergarten through 4, they have to wear seatbelts. Beyond that, or unless a parent wishes that they do when they're older. Some of the kids, the older ones, do put them on. But I have a kindergartner that she always tests my patience. I'm like, can't mention names. Is your seatbelt on? Yes. But meanwhile, it's like you could fit 2 people in it. So I have another girl who I've given her the responsibility of making sure that she has her seatbelt on properly. You know, and you know what else I have done this year, Sue? I don't use the seatbelts on the end, the black ones, because they leave them hanging, and then everybody trips over them. So the
Yeah.
end seatbelt doesn't get used. The middle and the window seatbelt gets used. But you develop your own, you know, and there
Yeah.
too, we're a Wolf family.
Every bus has its.
How
Different
big are your
dynamics.
buses?
Well, I have the biggest bus.
Oh, you have a big
I
bus.
have
Big
the
bus.
big bus. It is.
Did you start out with a big bus?
No, my first route was a van route, which I kind of didn't feel like I'm a bus driver.
No, I never called it
You
being a
know,
bus.
it was driving one student to a special school, and then the student transferred, and I had the opportunity to take over a real bus route, and yeah, now I won't drive anything but the biggest bus possible.
Really?
Yeah, you know the.
Why is that?
You know, it is, people are afraid of a vehicle that big, and it is actually the safest form of transportation proven on the planet.
Yeah.
The mirrors, the visibility, you know, a lot of people think, oh, there's going to be blind spots. We have 7 mirrors
Mhm.
showing us everything. And like even when, you know, if you compare it to when you were young and you went from riding a bicycle to driving a car, when you drive your car, you have a sense of where your car is, how far you can back up without like straining your neck. You kind of know where your car is on the road, and you develop that in the bus.
Yep.
So my bus is 49 feet long. No, I'm sorry, 39 feet long, and it weighs 31,000 pounds.
Isn't it, it's 31 or 33?
No, it is 31,000 pounds.
31.
Because if it was 33, it wouldn't be able to cross a lot of the bridges.
Sure.
So they keep the weight under that point intentionally.
Okay. And I drive a bus just a little smaller than hers. It's called a 35 pack. But neither one of us refused to drive a little bus because, like she said, you don't have the visibility.
Yes, the
It's
height,
small.
the visibility.
We have air brakes in our bus that, you know, aside from our pre-trip, that's probably the most important thing, which the small buses don't have. You know, and they only carry maybe 15, 20 kids, right?
Yeah, and they're smaller, they stop quicker.
Yeah, I don't like the small bus.
You know, with
I don't, the only good thing is it's air conditioned.
a lot of thought and intention is put into the design of a school bus. The braking system has backup systems. So if there is a brake failure, that bus will stop.
Oh, yeah.
And I did actually experience a brake failure due to mice eating through a brake line. But the backup systems worked. The bus stopped when it needed to. It didn't struggle to stop. I can say, and we know there is a system that tells us if there is a problem, and we immediately pull over. Somebody brings us another bus, and you know we have a system for these things that happen.
So you do have backup buses in case your
yeah.
bus
Absolutely.
malfunctions.
Absolutely.
And what was do they need any more school bus drivers?
Yes,
Always
they do.
need school bus drivers.
So how does one, you know, if I had children now, I would drive the school bus.
The nice thing about our company is they train you. Most
Yes.
places you have to be trained already, like the district. You can't, you know, they don't train you there, and you get paid training where we work for
Yeah.
student.
The CDL Class B course is I've heard it as being as expensive as $6,000.
Mhm. Yeah.
And not only will our company give you this course for free, they pay you during
While
the
you're
training.
training.
It is paid training. Right now, our sign-on bonus is $10,000. They will pay you $10,000 to.
Do you clean the buses?
We have to keep them clean, yes.
Mhm.
Yes, it's our responsibility. It's hard in the winter with all the mud and the snow, like.
So
but
what
sweeping
do you
and-
do during the winter? You take the children to school in the morning and then you clean the bus.
Well, you kind of, sometimes you have time in between your route.
Yeah,
You
some
know, to do
downtime.
that, or you can go before your route starts. Not everybody has that though. You know, some people are like even late to the school because, you know, their route might be further, or they have to make the time to clean it. But, you know, we sweep, we wipe it down. I hate a dirty bus.
Everybody has a different system.
A different system,
You know, some
yeah.
people sweep out their buses at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Some people do it before we have some time before the high school students come out in the afternoon. Some of us will do it
Mhm.
in that time before they come out. You know, we find time to do it.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Now, are you going to have the same routes this year that you had last year?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Last year we had a bid on them though because, you know,
School,
Woodstock,
yeah.
Phoenicia
Phoenicia.
closed,
Mhm.
so they had to combine the routes. So not everybody was able, you had a bid. So based on seniority, you would, you know, you sign your name to a route and then they would assign you one. I was fortunate enough to get my same kids, different route number,
Mhm.
a lot of the same kids though. And I'm hoping that next year, as long as they don't close Woodstock, you know, and do it to us again.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
You
for
don't
a
think
little
so?
while. Well, it will happen. It's going to
Eventually.
have to happen because eventually we can't justify keeping an entire school open for so few kids.
Yeah.
I mean, how many is too few? I mean, it's not something anyone wants to happen, but, you know, being a homeowner and taxpayer of the school district, you know, I mean, if there's 5 kids to a classroom, does that justify my tax dollars? And that seems to be the direction that it's going.
Yeah.
The town has too many second homes, too many Airbnbs. There's
Especially
not
Woodstock.
enough people that live here. And you know, we do have a lot more members of the community that are newer, that are affluent, that are sending their kids to private school.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I really think Ontiora is an excellent school.
Oh, without a
Excellent.
doubt. But we do transport private school kids too,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, we do that, but that's separate from the district.
Yeah.
And so to keep Woodstock open, you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe families will come back. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's all up in the air for the moment.
Mhm.
But now, do you have your route for the coming year?
No, and the logistics of getting all these kids to school, getting them to school on time, is mind-boggling. The kids that are going to be on the route next year will change. You have kids coming up from
Mhm.
elementary school,
Right.
a road that might be right off of the road you normally go. Maybe now there's going to be a kid on that road when you didn't have kids on that road before.
Right, so
That's
that
gonna change the
changes,
route.
that changes the route.
Kids are going to graduate.
Yeah, and you got the
So-
kids going from Bennett to the middle school now.
And,
You know, like siblings and whatnot, and it's, you know.
and I've seen, you know, for example, Acorn Hill Road. There was a number of years back where that was on my previous high school route. But then where kids were changed on the map from one school year to the next, and that road became part of someone else's route.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about where they are, how many there are, how many can fit on the bus. It's done as most efficiently as they can do it. But it always means change.
That's true. That's very true. And the number of families the number of people owning Airbnb homes, if they can't rent them out, they'll sell, or they will rent them to permanent renters, which could possibly bring children.
That's the only,
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
But
Because I know that in my neighborhood, we have several Airbnb homes that have been sitting empty for several months.
really.
Yeah.
And there's so many people looking for.
But it-
Right, and you could either rent the home or you could sell the home, either way. But as it is, you've got this home that you have subdivided into apartments, or you have an apartment, or you have a home, or you have something, and it's just sitting there. I know that in my neighborhood, one of the units was vacant for so long that when they finally did rent it to somebody, it was filled with, I think, mice or squirrels or
Probably,
something.
when it's not inhabited.
Yeah. So you can change the dynamic if the Airbnbs reduce, or if they become, permanent renters or whatever. But that is, for me, that is not the point. For me, the point is you guys do enough for your community with your booth, and as if that were not enough, then you've got the children that you're hauling back and forth. And when do you quit hauling the children?
Well, school year starts in September and ends in June. We do get 2 breaks. We get holidays off.
yeah.
Well, but
You know.
then, and so now we're going to open the flea this year.
Well, that's what Sue was saying before. May and June, we're still in school.
Right.
So flea market opens May 18th, and so May and June, we'll be working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
There's a
I've
little
been used to.
overlap.
Yeah, and the same thing in September and October, because the flea market goes from May through the end of October.
Right.
And that's all weather permitting. you know.
Right. And do we have any idea what kind of weather we're expecting this summer?
I
I
don't
have
wanna-
no idea. Mother
No.
Nature will let us know.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know what? She's got a mind of her own.
Isn't
we
that
can never
true?
predict. I mean, we could see the rain coming over the mountain, but sometimes it stays on that side. But they don't predict rain, and it's all of a sudden it's pouring, and
Yeah.
or they're it's
Woodstock.
It's funny to predict the weather, if you will, because it could rain on one side and not on the other. It's weird. On one
What's
mountain,
amazing to me is how John knows somehow. He'll make some kind of prediction for us
What is
about
he?
our
he
booths,
calls
and
the
he's on-
shots,
Yeah.
and he's got 5 different weather.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
is
he's
that
also
what
been
he
doing it a
does?
Oh
long
yeah,
time.
oh yeah.
He calls it the Woodstock corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way the mountains are situated and how the weather comes in, it will either go to one side of the mountain or the other. So,
Right.
and I've seen those dark clouds on the other side of the mountain, and it's sunny where we are.
Mm-hmm.
But then occasionally the opposite happens.
Yeah, so, well, that's okay. I'm thinking positively.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that if the rain is coming, that it comes on Tuesdays. That's what I'm hoping for,
We didn't have a lot of luck this last year. I think when it did rain, it was always the weekend.
Right?
It's funny. I was telling Thurman before. This past year, whether it be weather related or John was closed for whatever reason, or we were not there for whatever reason, that year was one day more than the previous year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only about 31 days of the entire summer. But what are you gonna do? Nobody. You'd be surprised how people come out in the rain.
Yeah.
She's a diehard.
Well,
but she's also covered.
I have I have tents, and I even have a gutter that goes between the
Mhm.
tents.
Mhm.
But there is a formula to it. If it rains, most of the field just packs up
And leaves.
and leaves. If the sun is going to come out again, people are still going to come.
Oh, that's very true.
And I'm going to have a lot less competition.
That's very true. That
Yeah.
is one of the things that I have vowed to do, and I did it a little bit last summer, and I get all preoccupied with my own clients who want the cards read, so that I don't really go around and talk to the different people who are new. And what I tell them is, stay late because people come. 5 o'clock comes, the shops close, so the people come. And on Sunday, the drum circle closes and people come and they want to shop after the drum circle.
Yeah.
And they show up and they've got, 5 booths left.
Yeah.
And hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm one of them.
Right.
Yes, she stays.
I have,
Yeah.
I have not in the past, but I think I have got my, I think I've got things covered now so that I can stay until late,
Yeah, see,
later
I
on
can't.
Sunday.
I can't. Like I said, I have an hour and a half worth of work when I go home,
Right.
and I'm exhausted. You
Yeah.
know, lugging. You gotta realize I'm loading up, unloading when I get to the flea market.
Well, and then you have to go home and get ready for the next
Well,
day.
that's it. Bring everything in, wash the wagon, restock,
Yeah.
and do the same thing. And the time gets away from you. It's
Yeah, her preparation for the next day is far more intense than mine. She has to sanitize everything.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everything has to be clean
Uh-huh.
as if it had never been used the day before.
Exactly.
Whereas I can just pack up,
And
go
leave this
home,
stuff in your van.
maybe grab a few things off the shelves for restock, but then I'm done.
And we haven't even begun. I'm kind of excited for the new season.
I love it. We love it.
Yeah.
It's funny though because at the end of the season, it's like, okay, we're ready to pack it in, Okay. And then we're focused on school and.
But you have
know.
the new menu, and you have new incense, and I have written a new tarot book.
We look
So
forward
we're
to that.
ready.
Yeah.
We're
We're
ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's
I
hey,
look
let's get
forward
out there
to
and
seeing,
play.
our friends again.
Yeah.
I
We do get together in the wintertime.
Mhm.
You know, those of us that are kind of near each other.
We
or,
got like a little
you know,
clique.
a
And
little
don't we now?
family.
Isn't there a song that everybody sings at 5 o'clock?
Yes,
Yes.
to Olga.
to
Yes. And do we have any gossip about Olga?
Olga. Oh, my Lord.
Positive stuff.
Yes.
About Olga.
Well, let's hear the gossip about Olga.
She is now an EMT.
Well, I knew that was going to happen.
Yes, no, she is
An
doing
amazing.
Yes.
Here she is, a mother and a spouse, 4 children,
Mm-hmm.
and she went to college to study EMT. I can tell you those courses,
I know.
they
I
are
was an EMT.
not easy. When people start telling me that they want to go be an EMT, right away I say, are you prepared? Are you
Yeah.
ready
I was
for
an
what
EMT
you have to
in
learn?
Jersey before I moved up here.
Oh my
it.
God.
I think she's, Gary just texted me and said that she was working down in Newburgh a couple of days ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, do we know if she's going to be? I bet not. I bet if, as a new EMT, they're going to want her on the weekends.
I'm not sure.
We don't know.
We'll see.
Well, whatever. But she did go to school.
I don't know that she would give up the flea market if maybe one day,
Yeah.
but I think she would.
Well, you know,
She
the
has such
thing
beautiful
is,
stuff.
I have my passion. You have the incense and
Yeah.
you have the homemade chili, but she's got all this art that she does.
Oh, she is incredible.
Her stuff
Amazing.
is beautiful.
I really,
Not that it's more than what we do, but the investment.
And there's something
Yes.
about the way she sets up. She has these really fancy tablecloths where they're tucked, nipped and tucked. It looks like a perfect table set up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
like,
her
with the
merchandising
napkins.
is impeccable.
Yes, it's the way she presents her stuff. It's just, you have to walk over and
Yeah.
see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And she's so sweet.
She is.
Yeah.
She is the
She really
sweetest.
is.
So what do we sing? What do we sing at our recently at
It
John's
was
thing? Jingle bells.
Jingle Bells.
Jingle bells. And we had to incorporate, and she was just like,
Yeah.
because they sing to her every day.
Well, it's, there is the camaraderie of the community. The women that have the van, that have all the rocks that go to the four corners, one of them plays a guitar and
Yeah.
plays music. We do have these things. We do have this community.
Yeah, that's Carol and Mary with the Voices of
Voices
the Stone.
of the Stone.
Yes,
Yes.
she plays a guitar.
Yeah.
And there are other people that that do interesting
People have
things.
different talents and.
And then
You
we
know.
have Abby.
Yeah.
When you can hear Abby a mile away
Yeah.
Oh yes,
singing
yes.
or working her way down. I mean, she goes to each and every vendor.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she comes
You have
and
to
she
get,
visits
you have to
everyone.
get Laszlo, but they're not here right now. Barb and Laszlo on the show.
Yes.
They'll be home. They'll be home soon.
I tried to get them.
They go to Oklahoma, but
right.
he had to take care of some medical stuff.
I tried
And-
to get them on a couple of years ago, and it was right in the beginning when I was just beginning to have the shows.
Okay.
And I could tell it was like, and so I backed away and totally. But
Maybe now.
Now it's a different story.
Maybe now
Because
he's more
this is
positive.
a piece of Woodstock history.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
if nothing else, her fur coats. Where can you? Where?
And the turquoise and the
Where
Oh,
can you get? Well, and the
that-
knives and things, but the fur coats. I mean, you can't even buy
Oh, for
fur
me-
coats.
for me,
and
it's-
she's got a whole selection.
For me, it is the exquisite turquoise jewelry she brings back from Oklahoma.
Yes.
Yeah,
She
Yes.
has stunning pieces.
she really does, and the prices are very reasonable.
Yes.
Yes.
And I have bought several pieces for my youngest daughter who lives in Arizona, and for my other daughter as well. So their jewelry is very.
And the cowboy boots.
Oh yeah.
Their
God.
selection
And
of
hats.
The fur
And
coats and the
hats.
carabao and the pillbox hats. Oh my gosh, the pillbox. I wore those pillboxes
Yeah.
for the first time around, and they are lovely. I don't know where she gets them.
she knows how to find great stuff.
She does.
She does. She
She
really
does.
does.
And I'm sure that she's been doing it a lot of times, a lot of years, so I'm sure she has a lot of customers that are holding the merchandise. They're saying, okay, we've got these fur coats and these pillbox hats and these Western boots,
Yeah.
and I keep threatening to get a pair of the Western boots. I mean, it's just, these are things that are very luscious. They are not easily available. You cannot say to yourself, well, I don't know about that pair of
Yeah.
boots. I'll come back next month, or I'll go up to I don't know where and get it. That's not the case.
Oh no! One thing about the flea market: if you see something you like, you better grab it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna come back for it. It's
And
gone.
they do a thorough refurbishing of those cowboy boots.
Yeah.
They do not go out for sale unless they are up to a high
They look
standard.
they're brandy
Yeah.
new. They look brandy new.
Well, of course, nobody ever mentions it, but his knives are spectacular.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, they really are.
Oh yeah.
And as a girl from that part of the country, those knives are really, really lovely. And they are
are
works of
great.
art. And of course, my interest is in, what can I hang around my neck? And the knives are not there, but they are. They
Yes.
are. And the prices for what you get, the prices are extremely reasonable.
Yes.
And
Very much
I
so.
feel that way. I feel that way. Well, your prices are reasonable. Lord, look at the incense going out the door like crazy.
Yeah.
That's the thing that with the flea market you do get.
Yeah.
You can. There's flea markets that you go there and it's all junk. It's all
Yeah.
yard stuff. It's all stuff you want to get rid of. Our flea market, I think every booth the people are just so talented.
I
Right.
don't like to call it a
Because
flea market.
I-
I always call it a market.
Market. Yeah.
Well,
Thurman, you don't have much time. You want to show that this will be.
oh, we're running out of time here. We're too busy gossiping. Let's talk a bit about these lovely things. Tell me about these lovely things. Who wants them? What attracts them? What do they do with it after? What do they do with them after they get them home?
Well, people buy rocks and crystals for different reasons. Some just need that kind of energy in their life. Some people just like pretty.
Gorgeous.
Other people collect because they have an interest in geology.
Looks like a heart.
Yeah, that is
This is
a cut
luscious.
amethyst.
This is an amethyst
always-
heart.
I'm always drawn to purple, right?
And
So
then like this one
yeah.
is a geode.
Oh, we've got hearts here. Yes. This is beautiful. This is a lovely piece. This is luscious. But what do they do? I mean, what is it that a person does? I mean, do they just take it home and enjoy it, or do
Yeah.
they? What attracts a
said, they get
person to
energy.
them?
That's
The
a
energy
mystery.
that they share. The energy of this.
Some people just they're drawn to them, and it just brings them. It's not something you can put into words.
Well, now this piece, I was
You
attracted
keep
to this.
touching that piece. You like
Yeah,
that
I was
piece.
attracted to this piece before the
That
show.
is what they call sapphirolite. It is a zinc and iron ore blended with quartz druzy, and it makes these patterns that the quartz crystal grows in. It almost looks like a planet or
Right, it's
it
beautiful.
does.
It's totally beautiful. And this one, I have to tell you that this is a lovely piece. You notice that it has 2 points on it, and I'm not pointing it in anybody's direction. This could be a shamanic piece.
That is fire quartz. Sometimes also more hematoidal quartz. So basically, it's not rose quartz. The red that you see in it is actually hematite.
It's beautiful.
Hematite tends to be a metallic gray, but when it comes in contact with quartz, it turns red.
Yeah, that sounds
Lovely.
This particular stone, it is referred to as the stone of new beginnings. It's one that people tend to be drawn to if there's a big change in their life, or they're going through some sort of transition. It could be a relationship, it could be where they live,
She knows
but
her stuff.
something is changing.
Let me ask you something. When somebody comes to your booth and they start handling these things,
Yeah.
do you ever get the feeling that this person should have this piece? Or
No.
this person, you never do.
No.
So the pieces themselves do not attach themselves to the
can-
clients.
I can tell when they start walking around. It's kind of like the crystal picks them.
Okay,
There's-
that's what I'm trying to find out.
Yes, but it's not like I'm directing them. It's more like they're being drawn. And sometimes it'll be the first one they pick up, and they have to look at everything else, and then they come back to that first one. And when a person starts holding it a certain way, and it's odd how this happens, but it's a certain way that they clutch the crystal in their hands, I know that they are buying it.
Well, you know, the thing is that these crystals talk to you. I knew it, but I didn't really connect with it. And the first time that I ever really connected with a stone actually communicating with me, I was reduced to tears. I was unprepared.
for the feeling.
I was unprepared for the message. I was unprepared for the fact that I was holding something in my hand and it was talking to me. It is one thing to say I feel drawn to this. It is another thing I feel attracted to it or whatever, but it is another thing to have something, you're holding it in your hand and there's a message. That's a whole other, and I think maybe people pick up the rock, but we're down to 4 minutes. Okay, very quickly, can you have some kind of a sign off for the show?
Please come see us at the Mauer Saturday Sunday Flea Market, see what it's all about. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Food, crystals, jewelry, people, and everybody in Woodstock
very
is warm and friendly, and it kind of grows on you. It grows on you.
Yeah.
I love Woodstock.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's, especially heading into a uncertain economy.
Right.
Please support small businesses. There isn't anything in those stores that you probably can't find at the market at a much cheaper price. And everything from soaps to vintage clothing, new clothing, just so much more affordable, and it supports small business owners.
Yeah.
These aren't, traveling
No.
salespeople.
And it's not your basement junk.
These are legitimate businesses,
Talented
just
people.
mobile.
Well,
Talented.
and the merchandise is lovely. It really is lovely merchandise. And I want to thank you two ladies for
thank
coming.
you for having
Yes.
us.
And I want to thank Ellen for this wonderful show.
She's
and I
great.
want to thank you for being in our audience. And we look forward to seeing you on the air next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.